Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing the cheap makeup challenge. This was the weekly challenge for last week from the Phyrra Facebook group. The challenge was to create the cheapest full face of makeup that you could using full-size products. I've done this challenge before with indie brands and been able to do it very inexpensively because you can buy samples from indie brands for like $1 and $2 each. So this time I did all drugstore products, and I mostly used Wet n Wild. This was not sponsored by Wet n Wild or anything like that. These are just products that I've purchased myself. But doing this challenge, I had a lot more fun than I expected. So anyway, just keep watching. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put on Milani Eyeshadow Primer in Nude. I'm gonna use Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, which is 99 cents, with the Real Techniques base eyeshadow brush. I'm basically just putting this all over the eyeshadow to make sure that it's set and that it'll be easier to blend. And I'm gonna use Wet n Wild Nutty with the Sigma E25 brush. And I'm patting this onto the lid. And then if you have hooded eyes like mine, what you should do is put your brush right here in like the middle of where the hood is, like basically so that the color will show up when your eyes are open. And then start working it back and forth in the smoky dome shape. Don't go past the outer corner and don't go past the inner corner of your lid. And you just want to make sure that this color is visible when you're looking straight forward, so you can just kind of see it helping to create a fake crease. Once you have your dome shape on, go back with your brush that had creme brulee and sort of blend out the edges. And I like to blend in little circles. If this brush is too big for you to do that, I would just grab a smaller, softer blending brush. I'm going to add more of Nutty to my lower lid using a smudge brush. This is an IT Cosmetics smudge brush, but any sort of smudge brush or an angled eyeshadow brush will work. And I am bringing the color all the way across the lower lid. So I'm going to take Wet n Wild Panther and this EcoTools base eyeshadow brush, which is another little fluffy brush, and basically just going to kind of put a little bit of Panther on the brush and then kind of pat it onto the lid. And then I'm going to pat it up onto the hood of the eye, but I'm not going to go as far up as I took the brown. And I'm going to go back with the E25, which is what I use to apply Nutty, the brown taupe. And then I'm just going to blend softly because I want to blend that black shade in with the taupe brown. I'm going to take a small tightline brush. This is the Urban Decay tightline brush. And I'm going to use Panther to line my upper lash line and to slightly add a little bit of black to the lower lash line too. I'm going back with the same brush that I applied Nutty, and I'm just gonna soften that line at the upper lash line. So because I have lash extensions, I'm not gonna use a mascara, but if you wanted to use a mascara, you could use Essence mascara. They have like a bunch of them. They have one that's like I Love Crazy Volume Extreme or something similar to that. And it's like $3 and it's an amazing drugstore mascara. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the shade Porcelain. Yeah. I don't really like this foundation, however, it's a drugstore foundation and it is similar to my skin tone. It's still a little bit darker. I'm not going to add white in, I'm just going to put it on as it is. And yes, I have a zit, it sucks. You would think at my age I wouldn't have zits, but no. I got my period last night and then this morning I woke up with a zit on my face, so I was very unhappy. I'm going to put on a Fantastic Plastic Pink, which is a bright, I guess it's like a Barbie pink blush. Oh, I like the blush a lot though. This is Wet n Wild Where the Dreamers Go highlight. As far as highlighters go, this is pretty subtle. I'm going to highlight the eyes with this highlighter, and I like to use the pointy end of a small brush. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Duo brush to highlight under the outer portion of the brow. And then I like to use the fatter side to highlight at the inner corner. For the lips, I'm going to put on Wet n Wild Nice to Fuchsia. I'll say one thing, I may not like the finish on this foundation, but at least I can use it to clean up like a concealer around the lip line, and I can use it to hide my zit. So that's actually pretty nice. So originally I wasn't gonna fill them in, but what I am gonna do, I guess, is fill in a couple spots. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is mix these two shades, Panther and Nutty, together. I'm just gonna use that in a couple places in my brows that need a little bit of extra shaping. I'm going to blend a little bit more on my cheeks. I'm going to use the Sigma E35 to give my eyes a final blend. All right, I'm going to zoom in so you can see the finished eye look, and then I'm going to let you see the all over look. And here's the finished look with my hair down, which I think it basically all comes together, you know, with the bold lip and neutral eye and everything. So overall, I'm actually much happier about this look than I thought it was going to be. When I agreed to do the cheap makeup challenge in the Phyrra Facebook group, I was like, oh, you know, I only have a couple drugstore products. What am I going to use? And I'd already worn this foundation before, really didn't like it. But when I tried it again, I think going and working through small sections of my face really helped. Using this brush really helped. I think I would like it even better if I used a primer, but since I was trying to keep this whole look under $30, I just didn't do that. I really love the little Wet n Wild eyeshadow singles. They're 99 cents each. These three colors are probably colors that everyone should own because they're really useful. This, if you have pale skin like me, works as a great skin tone shade. If you have a deeper skin tone, this will work as a nice matte highlight. Nutty is a great sort of brown taupe that really works to help make blue and green and blue-green eyes pop. Black is nice for deepening up Nutty so that you can create this sort of like deeper taupe. I love that I mixed these two together to make an eyebrow color, which worked for me. The highlighter I wasn't too crazy about because it was so subtle. I felt like I was just piling on the highlighter to make it work. Really didn't like that. The blush, the Fantastic Plastic Pink, I really did like. I think it's a good color for my skin tone. I'm also actually pretty fond of this liquid Catsuit, Nice to the Fuchsia, because this is a great bright pink. Or I love it on me. I think it makes my face look brighter and everything, so I love this color. The formula wasn't bad. I normally prefer to always use a lip pencil, but since, like I said, I was trying to keep myself under budget, I didn't use a lip pencil. I tried to go very slowly, and then I cleaned up mistakes with a pointed Q-tip and the foundation, so that wasn't bad. Overall, I thought this was a pretty fun challenge. What do you think? Have you ever done a challenge like this? Please be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in doing any of these challenges, join the Phyrra Facebook group because we do challenges every week. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!